welcome back to another Marvel Crisis Protocol commission painting video. So these are some 3D printed sculpts from some Patreons, I think. I'll have to confirm the names of them. This is Running Hulk, which is an absolute beast. He's huge. I think it's a great model. He's got a gaping mouth, he's obviously happy. We have Gwenom, which is an absolutely beautiful sculpt. We have Shangchi. He's got the 10 rings floating around him and the power going through it, which is going to be good to paint up. And then finally we have Namor. Ideally I'd rather this was Mr. Nimbus from Rick and Morty, but yeah. This is his sea base then. This will be interesting to try and paint up. This could be, yeah, that's a 3D printed one. Okay. So I'm going to get to painting these guys, and I'm going to start off with matte black because the Hulk is going to be painted black. Gwenom's going to be black. May as well use black for Shang-Chi to get the base colours down, and I'm just going to try and put some of the shadows in the water on Namor's base. It needs a bit of a prime first, and then we'll come back in and do in-depth of painting each model. Okay guys, for Hulk and Gwenom, to get the first base coats down, I have a mix of Army Painter Matte Black and Citadel Dark Reaper. So this is just going to be thrown on like so as a bit of a spot highlight to get the gradual gradient started, and then we'll come in with the brush once this layer is down and start doing the detail work. So painting Shang-Chi first. He has a red tunic, green trousers, he has some kind of white beading kind of separator sleeve, I don't know, at the side of, at the ends of his arms, so that's separating the tunic from the flesh. But starting off, we have Retributor armor is going to be used to paint the gold for the rings. The white areas we're going to start off with Administratum grey and then highlight it with white. Skin tone will be Bugman's Glow, followed by Acadian Flesh Tone Highlight. He has black hair, so we'll be looking at Iron Painter Matte Black, highlighting it up with Administratum Grey, or Mechanica Standard Grey, sorry. And then we have Vallejo Scarlet Red and Mephiston Red from Games Workshop for the trousers. And then basing the trousers is Caliban Green with a highlight of Warpstone Glow. So we'll get started and we'll come back and have a look in a sec. So starting off the base coat, a little bit of green, throw it onto the wet palette here, and we're just going to get started on the trousers and boots. Starting off at the knee, we're just going to start building up a nice thin base coat, working our way around, making sure everything is getting covered. We might have to do 2 thin coats on this to make sure it's a nice even base coat. I'm going to plow on with this, seeing as we have the leg just done, and I'll do the rest and we'll come back. Okay guys, now that the green base coat is down and it's drying, I'm going to get started with the Vallejo Scarlet Red. So I've thrown some onto the palette already. Brush. So this is just going to be purely for the tunic, so it separates off at the arms and it looks like he has some gloves. Yeah. Okay, so starting off the tunic, you want to leave this kind of ring area that's separating the tunic from the exposed skin. So just carefully working the red around, like so, getting a nice smooth base coat on, not too thick, not too watery. And once that's down, we'll come back and have a look again. Okay guys, so going in with the Bugman's Glow. This is mainly going to be for his face and neck areas. So just be careful when you're doing this, you're not mixing any of the Bugman's Glow into the red paint or the green paint, because some of it may still be wet. Just carefully working your way around, and then down the arms. Now he has wristbands, and it looks like he's some sort of rings on his arms as well. I'll paint them gold just to match the rest of it. In just a few minutes. Get a smooth base coat with the Bookman's Glow down. Just like that there. Working around all of the angles of the model. Make sure you get the underneath, the sides, the back from whichever angle you're painting it at, and then once that's done we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay guys, so here is how we are looking at the minute. Not too bad. What we're going to do now is a little bit of matte black. Just add some water to thin it out a small bit. This is going to be for his hair. I want to make sure this isn't too watery because it will run onto the Bookman's Glow that we already painted on the skin. And we're just going to work our way carefully around, making sure we get the black paint into all of the nooks and crevices. Perfect. So the sash that's wrapped around his belt and is kind of coming up with the rings, and then the tunic separator rings on his shoulders is going to be the light grey colour I had out. So I'm going to use a smaller detail brush for this part. Just grab some paint. I'm going to carefully paint this on. Just like that. Right, so I'll do the other arm and then I'll do the full sash, which is this piece here that's wrapped around his waist, and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, so looking at the official MCP art, I actually painted the sash white and it should be green, so I'm going to go back in and get that fixed using a little bit of the Caliban green again, and we'll just okay, so the sash should be painted green, not white. I'm going to go back in now and just correct that with some Caliban green. It's probably going to take 2 coats to cover this up because the grey was so light that I was using as a base coat. Okay guys, so I've redone the sash in the Caliban green colour now to fix it. Going in now with Mephiston red, I'm going to work towards the raised areas of the tunic. This is watered down slightly and on the wet palette. So I'm just drawing small lines, preferably towards the light area. So for this bit here, I'll drag it upwards, because this will be where the main source of light should be catching it. On the chest then, we want to highlight all the different musculature panels. So there's his abs, and there's a couple of creases across his abs then. Try and chase the creases. Like so. And then for the chest, into the middle area, and then straight out from the muscle strains or tendons or whatever the correct anatomical word for it is. Just working into the areas, get some highlight colours down. So that's the start of the red there. On the back then, same thing again, you've got the creases in the clothes. Pulling that back along the crease so that the darker red remains in the recesses. Same again there. And then walk a little bit into the flat areas, trying to leave some of the scarlet red in the shadows. and then I'll do his back, and we'll come back and start on the green then. Okay guys, so we have the red slowly drying. Gonna go in with some Caliban green now for the trousers. I'm just trying to get a nice consistency of paint here. So add a little bit more water to the mix and then wipe the excess off on my thumb. And then we're going to do the same thing again, so I'm going to start dragging the colour towards the higher areas. You can see there it's going on. When people talk about glazes, they talk about a milky texture. As far as I know, this is the closest thing I can get to a milky texture that I can control well and build up thin layers of paint to it. Now he obviously has different muscles here that are shown through, so we want to try and work around tracing them. And what that'll do then is give it a nice bit of definition. I'll get the rest of this done. I'll do the same on the sash, working the lighter green into the higher areas and towards the kind of tips. So I'll be painting the likes of this bit here with some of the Warpstone glow green, and we'll come back then. Okay, so we're looking at the first layer of the green. Highlights are down, the red is down, and now we're going to move on to the skin tone with some Cadian flesh tone. So I have a much smaller brush. I've given this a small bit of water so the consistency isn't too thick, and we're just going to start working along the muscle definition here, just highlighting it up. So the likes of this bit here, pull it back towards the centre. Top of the forearm just before the elbow, give that a bit of a spot highlight. So, same in here. I think it's striations of the muscle is what we're trying to replicate to give it the definition. On the back, just along the elbow and the tendons, onto the back of the forearm, same again on his shoulder. So I'll do that on his face, and then we'll come back for the gold. Okay guys, next up we have the Retributor armor. This one's going to be pretty straightforward. All